Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but the scale just won't budge? You switch to healthy meals. You skip the donuts. You even start eating eggs every morning because everyone says they're a superfood. But for some reason, you feel heavier and more tired than before. I'll never forget the morning I almost gave up. I was standing in my kitchen looking at a plate of scrambled eggs, feeling totally defeated. I thought, why is this working for everyone else but me? Well, it turns out I was falling into a trap. A mistake so small that most people don't even notice it, yet it's powerful enough to shut down your fat-burning hormones for the entire day. The truth is, eggs aren't the problem. The problem is a silent glitch in how we pair them. In this video, I'm going to reveal the exact egg formula that finally flipped the switch for me, and the one simple rule that makes weight loss feel like it's on autopilot. Stay with me, because the last part is the missing piece you've been looking for. To understand why those eggs weren't working for me, I had to stop looking at calories and start looking at signals. Think of your body like a high-tech factory. In this factory, there's a master switch called insulin. When that switch is on, your body is in storage mode. It's literally locking your fat cells and throwing away the key. When it's off, the doors swing open, and your body finally starts burning fat for fuel. The problem? Most of us are accidentally flipping that storage switch the moment we sit down for breakfast. I remember looking at my healthy plate of eggs, but right next to them was a single slice of toast and a glass of orange juice. It seemed harmless, right? Wrong. That tiny bit of sugar and processed flour sent a massive alarm to my brain. My insulin spiked, my fat burning shut down, and even though I was eating protein-rich eggs, my body was still screaming, "Store everything!" This is why you feel hungry again just 2 hours after a healthy breakfast. You're not weak, and you don't lack discipline. Your hormones are just trapped in a cycle of spikes and crashes. But once I learned how to keep that master switch in burn mode, everything changed. I wasn't just losing weight, I finally had my energy back. But before I show you the formula, you need to understand the one specific reason why eggs are actually your secret weapon in this battle. Chapter 1. The Hunger Salentor. So what makes eggs so special? It's not just that they're low in carbs, it's because eggs contain what scientists call complete protein. Most people fail their diets for one simple reason. They are hungry all the time. Hunger destroys discipline. It's that 3 p.m. urge to grab a chocolate bar or the late-night fridge raid. But eggs are different. They don't just fill your stomach, they quiet your brain's appetite signals. When you eat partial proteins like beans or nuts, your body is still searching for the missing pieces. It keeps the hunger signal on because it hasn't received all the essential building blocks. But an egg? It's a biological masterpiece. It has everything. When your brain senses these complete nutrients, it sends a signal. We are safe. We have enough. You can stop thinking about food now. This is why people who switch from cereal to eggs feel full for 5 or 6 hours, instead of crashing after 60 minutes. Chapter 2. The Steady Fuel System. Now let's talk about energy. Have you ever noticed that after a big bowl of oatmeal or toast, you feel a huge boost, followed by a massive crash? That's the blood sugar roller coaster. Eggs operate on a completely different system. Because they are a combination of high-quality protein and healthy fats, they digest slowly. Imagine a candle versus a firework. A firework, sugar, is bright and loud but gone in a second. A candle, eggs, burns steady and consistent. By choosing eggs, you're telling your metabolism, give me slow, steady fuel. This means no brain fog, no mid-morning jitters, and most importantly, no insulin spikes. You are effectively protecting your fat-burning mode for hours after you finish eating. Chapter 3. The Satiety Factor, the real advantage. There is a scientific scale called the satiety index, which measures how full different foods make you feel. Eggs consistently rank near the very top. But here is the real shocker. It's not just about the protein, it's about the fat in the yolk. For years, we were told to avoid the yolk because of cholesterol, but modern science has debunked that myth for most people. That yolk contains healthy fats and choline, which are essential for your brain and your metabolism. When you remove the yolk, you're removing the satisfaction trigger. You'll end up eating more later in the day because your body didn't get that healthy fat signal it needed. This was my second big mistake. I was eating egg whites only, thinking I was being healthy, while my brain was starving for those essential fats. Now we've arrived at the most important part of this video. This is the exact formula I used to turn my breakfast from a fat trap into a fat-burning machine. It's not about counting every calorie or being perfect. It's about these 3 non-negotiable pillars. Pillar 1, the protein anchor. First, you need what I call the protein anchor. For most adults, 1 egg is simply not enough to trigger that satiety signal we talked about. To truly quiet your hunger and keep your insulin stable, you need 2 to 3 large eggs. This is your foundation. I want you to think of these eggs as your metabolic insurance. They ensure that no matter what happens the rest of the day, even if you have a stressful meeting or a missed lunch, your blood sugar isn't going to crash. If you're highly active, you can even go up to 4. Don't be afraid of the protein. Be afraid of being hungry enough to eat a box of donuts at 11 a.m. Pillar 2, the fiber break. The second pillar is the fiber break. Remember how I said insulin spikes are the enemy? Fiber is the ultimate shield. When you pair your eggs with vegetables, think spinach, sautéed mushrooms, onions, or peppers, you are creating a physical barrier in your digestion. This barrier slows down the absorption of everything you eat, ensuring your blood sugar looks like a gentle hill instead of a jagged mountain. Plus, the volume from the veggies tricks your stomach into feeling fuller faster without adding the heavy calories. My personal favorite? A massive handful of spinach wilted right into the pan. It takes 30 seconds, but it changes your metabolism for hours. Pillar 3. The zero sugar shield. This is the hardest one for most people, but it's the most powerful. You must protect your eggs from the sugar spike. If you eat this perfect meal but wash it down with a glass of orange juice, a sweetened latte, or a side of jam on toast, you've just canceled out all the hard work. Sugar is like a loud siren that overrides every other signal in your body. It tells your brain to ignore the protein and start storing fat immediately. To make this work, your drink needs to be clean. Black coffee, unsweetened tea, or just plain water with lemon. I remember the first week I did this. I replaced my morning juice with water and my toast with half an avocado. For the first time in years, I didn't think about food until 2 p.m. I wasn't white-knuckling my way through a diet, I simply wasn't hungry. That is the power of the 3-part formula. It stops the war with your willpower and starts a partnership with your biology. Now, before you run to the kitchen, we need to talk about the healthy fat trap. I see this all the time. People hear that fat is good, so they drown their eggs in butter, pile on mountains of cheese, and add extra oil. Remember, fat is a tool for satiety, not a goal to hit. The goal is to add just enough to keep you full. A little olive oil or a few slices of avocado is perfect. You don't need to turn your breakfast into a calorie bomb to see results. Also, a quick word for those with sensitive systems. If eggs make you feel bloated or give you acid reflux, the issue might not be the eggs themselves, but how they're cooked. Avoid deep frying them in heavy oils. Try poaching or soft boiling instead. Your body should feel energized after breakfast, not weighed down. If you listen to your body and adjust these small details, the results will follow. The bottom line is this: eggs don't make you gain weight. The refined carbs and sugars you eat with them do. Once you fix that one simple pairing, you stop fighting your biology and start working with it. If this video helped you see your breakfast in a new light, hit that like button and let me know in the comments. What's your favorite way to cook eggs? But wait, knowing what to eat for breakfast is only half the battle. What happens if you eat this way every single day? Is it safe? In my next video, I'm diving into exactly what happens to your cholesterol and your brain when you eat 4 eggs every day. You don't want to miss the truth behind that myth. Click here to watch it now, and I'll see you there.